Right guys, finally it's here. It took a while to get here, from all the way from Czech Republic I think, or Croatia somewhere. It is the Honeycomb Alpha flight controls, which I have been dying to get my hands on for a long time now, and so I finally did. And this was meant to be a dual unboxing, but Kerry's in the UK messed up my order for the rudder pedals, so I'm only doing the yoke today. Let's just get straight into it, and then we're going to do some Microsoft Flight Simulator flights and test it out after we've quickly unboxed it. So first, when you open the box, the packaging is really nice, otherwise it did have quite a few dents, so I was a bit worried when I first got the box and realised how dented it was, but looking inside and seeing how much foam is in there is pretty good. Now this suction plate, it looks like, at first I thought it was just going to be like a strip of tape, like a circle tape, but it's not. It's actually a suction pad, which was pretty amazing, and I kind of just leave it on the desk when I take the yoke off, and it doesn't get in the way or anything, so it is really impressive and sturdy, which I like. These strong mounts as well, it is really not going to budge. Like I can shake the desk now and the desk's going to fall apart before this mount comes off, which is amazing. So digging deep, trying to get the other one out. There's the other one. And then the flight control yoke itself, which I was trying my best not to pick up by the yoke and damage the shaft. I didn't want to bend it or anything like that, so I was trying my best to get it out nicely. So once I move the box out of the way, here's the yoke. Take a look at this through the wrapper. And I've got to say, when I've seen videos online of what it looked like and everything, I didn't think the finish would be as good as it was. I thought it was going to be like a cheap, tacky phone case finish where it rubs off within a day of use. But it is actually really well designed and well made. I think it is there to be long lasting. So just checking out some of the functions of it, making sure everything's working, which everything appears to be. And I really like the feel of the like glossy controls at the top, and it feels really nice in your hand, so that is obviously good. Obviously I'm trying to use it with my other hand there, but you get the idea. It's really good. Right, so let's get this thing mounted. So we took off the pail that was for the sail, and we lined it up to the edge of the desk, trying to get it central as possible. I did make a bit of a mistake. I put it down, realising these clamps, my desk has this beveled edge, not realising the clamps wouldn't reach through the bevel. And it was this point I realised, yeah, I'm going to have to move it forward a little bit. So let's test these back suction releases anyway, which you have to use. There is no way you're pulling this thing off the desk without using these suction releases at the back, which are pretty simple to prise open, kind of. And there you go, it just comes straight off. So I moved it forward a little bit, nudged it forward, and then just put them clamps back down, and that's it, in place once again. And now checking the clamps fit, and they do. Right, so once both clamps are on, I give it a good shake, and seriously, it is stuck on there. Now when I put this on, I thought that it would have to click. Like once you put that in, I thought you've got to push harder to click it in, but that is not the case. I was making a big mistake here. So it turns out that there's just two screws at the back you screw in, and they stick into these little pins that there is. So I'm giving it a tug and everything, making sure it's sturdy and it is nice and firm. So let's get into Microsoft Flight Simulator and see how this thing works. Right, so we've gotten everything set up now, and so if we go in here, we should see it's a little bit off. I don't know if I've got the sensitivity set right, because this is just what it is, but that is how I've got it set at the moment. So you can see all the travel on there. Obviously we've got no rudders yet, so what I've done, if you have a look, because it was too hard to switch hands and use that one for the rudder, so I've got this on ailerons there, you can see. But if I hold the back switch, which is the push to torque switch, and then control the rudder with the yoke, like so. So let's get, already this feels pretty amazing. Right, anyway, let's get started. So we need to open the fuel. We're in Newcastle today. We're just going to do a few little circuits or something like that. We're on real world weather and real world time. So we'll get the well, that's all there. We'll get the master battery on, beacon light, and then mixture's good. Throttle's down. We'll put that one up there because we don't need that one. And there we go. We've started it without having to touch anything on the screen, which is pretty sick and just amazing. So we'll put the alternator on, avionics on. That's awesome. What an awesome thing to do. Put the navs. We'll put the strobe on. Right, and I suppose let's get taxiing out. So put our taxi lights on. Give it a little bit of throttle. Oh, parking brakes, haven't we? Oh, we haven't got them set, that's fine. Oh, I'm trying to use the rudder without pressing the button. I forgot I had bound the button. There we go. So, at least now we've got the rudder working without having to switch controllers and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Right. How do we get onto the runway here? I'm guessing this is the taxiway, yeah. We're just parked at the... I haven't got my airport installed, so we're just using the default scenery. Just parked at the fuel box, because obviously there's no GA parking spaces in the default airport in Newcastle. And we'll just go off runway 7 here. I'm not sure what the winds are. I don't think there's a lot of wind, to be honest, because it's quite calm day outside today. It is quite calm day. I keep forgetting to press the button to use the rudder. That is going to get pretty confusing quick. But we should be fine. We've got no traffic on, so we'll be fine to just go straight on. We'll put our landing lights on. Get rid of that taxi one. There we go, so we're all lined up, ready to go, and I think let's just go for it here. We don't need flaps because we've got a long enough runway and we're on asphalt anyway. Should I say concrete? Pitching forward just a little bit while we gain some speed so we don't take off straight away. 60 knots and we'll pull up there, let off the rudder. And then I've got aileron control. Awesome. Just have a look. There we go. I want to sit up in the cockpit as well, so I think we'll do that. We'll just get this upper position set. There we go. And I think, I don't know, I had some issues with the connection before, so I don't know whether we've still got real world scenery on. I think we do, but I know it disconnected it because I lost internet connection a while ago when I first loaded it up after the move. So I don't know whether we've still got internet connection. That's put us back to the underseat. We'll hitch forward if we need to. Right, we'll have a look outside. Check this out. It's a nice view, isn't it? Such a nice view. this is so smooth. Like, I think that's the smoothest takeoff I've ever done in this sim yet. I don't even need to trim because the weather's pretty much got us bang on. We will trim anyway, which is obviously both these down. And we'll turn to the right a little bit more, and we'll try coming in for a landing here. Well, first landing with the new Yoke. I might reconfigure this to actually just look around rather than just switching the view a little bit. We'll pitch, oh, a bit too much pitch. You can't really hold it because the pitch goes crazy then if you hold it. It's best to just click them both together. That will do a better trim. There we go. Right, we haven't got anything set for flaps because this one's a bit dodgy, so I haven't got it set for flaps. I might actually put it back to flaps, so we've got some actual flap control. Right, we'll just drop our speed. We'll try and get the speed down quite a bit. Come in for a landing, bit of a touch and go or something like that. Yeah, we'll trim it out a bit. It is really sensitive, like look how much it is moving. I don't know whether that's down to the plane or whether it's actually the Yoke. We're gonna have to try and fly 787 with this as well. That would be cool. We'll get rid of that Yoke so we'll get the flaps down a little bit. Look at the glare on the windshield. Nice. So we'll put the speed back up a little bit. We don't want to drop too much speed because we don't want to stall on our first touch and go with this. So obviously it's going to be a lot better once we've got the rudder pedals, but for now I think this is the best solution because my finger's already there. So if anyone else has one of these without the rudder pedals and struggling for ideas, then I would recommend using this. I don't know, we don't really need full flaps. We're not heavy and we're not on a short runway. I'll put them up a little bit more actually. We're only doing a touch and go, so we'll be fine. So here we are coming in. See how smooth we can get this landing. Pretty much no wind here. If there is any wind, we're not seeing much of it. It will slow down more. Coming in. We've dropped our throttle all the way off. Pitch, pitch. There we go, we've got rudder. As soon as we touch down, we've just switched to the rudder and hold it on the centre line. That was pretty good. Let's go around for another one then. There we go, and pull it up. We can get it off the rudder. We don't need that anymore. Two hands back on the Yoke. We'll follow the heading of the runway. And we'll also flaps up and trim it out a little bit. Ooh. Too much trim, too much trim. That is one thing I've noticed. The trim seems to just jump all of a sudden sometimes. Not sure whether that's related to the Yoke or whether it's just a flight sim issue. This is nice. This is a nice feel. That is one of the best landings I've ever done in a Cessna. You just get a lot more feel for the plane than when you do with this. Along the side of the runway, there we go. Pitch that nose down a little bit so we can trim it. Trim down a little bit more. This should be fine. Oop. Head straight for the sun there. Bit more trim. Don't need any aileron trim, but we can try it. It might be rudder trim set to actually. Can't remember what it's actually set to default. Right, we'll kill our speed and start our approach. So we've got to drop quite a bit of altitude, so we don't really want to have full throttle when we're trying to drop speed. That sun, the view is amazing. Great day for flying in real life. I can feel the yoke doesn't really stick or anything. It's really smooth, so that's a plus. Now obviously the pedals are going to come in handy for like a crosswind landing where I can't really use the rudder and the ailerons at the same time like I've got set up here. Get our flaps in now. Then it saves us trimming. Fly over that shed. There we go, straighten her up. That is spot on straight, that. Put a little bit more speed in. Cut the throttle. Look at that. That was just unreal. Obviously we've got nothing bound for brakes yet. Is that brakes? Nope, don't know what that is. Oh, it's autopilot. Okay. Awesome, so there you go. That is the Cessna. Right, we'll skip into a Dreamliner and we'll try this landing with a Dreamliner. Right, I'm not sure how well this landing will go since I haven't really flown this a lot. Some extra thrust in. I need a better view here so I can see the speed, altitude. Here we go. Push it down a little. Let's take a look outside. Yeah, that is full flaps there. What do you want us to do? Let's just ignore that. Let's see how well this flies with this thing. So we'll return. It is quite responsive. Obviously it is going to be... It is a lot bigger of an aircraft, so a lot more inputs needed really. I think we're okay for the height and speed at the moment. Probably put a little bit more power in right now. Let's try and keep it straight. Straight down that center line. See how well this goes. I think we're a bit high. Drop that speed again. Actually, we might be spot on now. Let's get it over to the left a little. We might actually fail if there is a wind now, since we are approaching. 1,000 feet. Just trying to make minute changes here. Stay on that line. There we go, pretty lined up there. Oh my god, butter. Full reverse. We've got the rudder engaged. What a landing, guys. What a land. How do I brake here? I haven't got a brake. Now that was awesome. That was pretty damn awesome. So yeah guys, obviously I'm going to be checking out this yoke a lot in future videos. I'm going to be using it every video on this, so if you did enjoy, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.